We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Sure. Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, yes, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now,
I can't seem to get over this video. It's always funny, and it would be even funnier if this wasn't a serious matter. So the reason I'm playing that is that I think about a week or so ago, a little under 2 weeks actually, the Ghana Supreme Court made a ruling that paved the way for the LGBTQ or anti-LGBTQ bill to be implemented as a law in the country. And hence, I feel like this is one of those contentious issues, especially when you think about how the West generally, United Nations and all those organizations, they're trying to impose certain things onto the African continent. And generally, Africa is very conservative when it comes to this type of things, like LGBTQ, gay rights, and things like that. So, and Ghana just passed this bill, and it was a huge deal as well in, I think in Uganda as well, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and for some reason, I don't know what the obsession is with the West or the superpowers, former colonial masters. What is this obsession with trying to bring their way of living into the continent of Africa, and that they do not respect the standards, beliefs, and principles that Africa upholds? You know, in some instances, they're even manipulated. They're even been threatened by sanctions. That if you guys do not accept these, you guys will be sanctioned, or we won't invest into your country. I mean, in recent times, the elections in America between the Republicans and the Democrats, excuse me, they were determined by a lot of things, but one of those was the issue of the LGBTQ. You know, how the Democratic Party, they embrace those, like children being given things like puberty blockers, that they can do a sex change operation without even consulting their parents and things like that. And fortunately, they lost. In my opinion, I'm thinking that that's crazy. How would you let a child make such a decision about their lives and all of that? And not to say that people shouldn't have rights, but particularly children, it's crazy. It's unheard of. Those type of issues, or that issue, is one of those issues that determined the elections that led Donald Trump to win again. Obviously, there was other issues in the space and all that, but this was one of the biggest issues. And I see what Ghana did now, and many other countries in Africa who are generally conservative. They do not want this thing to be imposed upon them and all that. And for African countries to maintain their sovereignty, they need to stand up to the bullying that comes from the West that wants them to embrace these so-called human rights issues and all that. And that doesn't mean that people should be persecuted or mistreated and things like that. But if the rule of the country is we do not accept certain things and all that, that should be respected as well. So I just wanted to make this video, so just to clarify that point, or to emphasize the point that certain countries in Africa, they are standing up to the bullying that the West is trying to impose their own standards and value system onto them and all of that. And I think as Africans, it's very important and imperative that we maintain a way of life. Whatever choice that any country makes in terms of how they want to conduct themselves as a society, it should be respected. And I think it's something that's very important that we need to fight for as African folks, especially our conservative values when it comes to certain things. irrespective of whatever religious beliefs you have or traditional beliefs you have and all those type of things. So yeah, man, I just wanted to share this with you. I just want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this? And if you think this is unfair, if you agree, whatever the case may be, I think we're best we best learning from each other as we communicate these type of things, even though they might be uncomfortable, but it's better that we have conversation about them. Let's have disagreements. Let's show each other the blind spots or the biases that we might inherently have, so to speak. So yeah, I just want to leave it here with you guys. I'll play another clip of this one is the Kenyan president, and the other clip is that of the Zimbabwean president as well, just to emphasize this point. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you again on the next video. Bye-bye.
Same-sex relationships. Never mind, we can put marriage to side. I'm talking about same sexual activity.
In our current constitution, it is banned.
Are you going to lead a campaign?
No, I will not lead a campaign.
Why not?
Those people who want that are the people who must canvass for such things, so that if they're able to win majority in amending the constitution, they would amend it. But it's not my duty on that issue to say I want to campaign for this. No.
Of course it is your, with respect, Mr. President, of course it's your duty. It's your duty to uphold human rights as recognized by the United Nations and as recognized by the countries.
It's my duty to obey my constitution.
Correct.
I would not be persuaded to violate my constitution. Currently, my constitution says what I have said, but the constitution does not forbid people with different opinions. They must canvass with the opinions which they have.
So I'm asking for your opinion, both as a man and as president. Are you in favor of changing the constitution on that issue?
No, I am not. It's never a priority in Zimbabwe to deal with that issue. During 2013, when everybody was able to canvass, those who canvassed for that position lost. We go by the majority view of our people. And currently, the majority view is what I am stating.
A holdover from sort of colonial Victorian is the issue of sexual preference in many African countries. In Kenya, to be gay, the LGBT community is illegal. They just want to have equal rights, the same privacy and equality as all other Kenyans do. Is that something that you aspire to for your country?
I want to be very clear, Christiana. I will not engage in a subject that is of it is not of any major importance to the people and the Republic of Kenya. This is not an issue, as you would want to put it, of human rights or this. This is an issue of society, of our own base as a culture, as a people, regardless of which community you come from. This is not acceptable. This is not agreeable. This is not about Uhuru Kenyatta saying yes or no. This is an issue that the people of Kenya themselves, who have bestowed upon themselves a constitution, right, after several years, have clearly stated that this is not a subject that they are willing to engage in, yeah, at this time and moment. In years to come, possibly long after I'm president, who knows? Maybe our society will have reached a stage where those are issues that people are willing, freely and open to discuss. I have to be honest with you. And that is the position that we have always maintained. Those are the laws that we have, and those are laws that are 100% supported by 99% of the Kenyan people, irregardless of where they come from.
So
It's a very
you're going to get yourself into trouble because what you've categorically just stated is that this is not an issue for us, for the Kenyan people,
yes.
And you don't think that the idea of their privacy, their equality, their rights is important.
This is,
but it's a global issue right now.
It's where they are.
Why is it not
I am
important
saying
to you
that it
as
is
president
not
of the country?
important to me as the leader of 49 million Kenyans And after, if you want to ask me my personal opinion,
What is your personal opinion?
after I finish my process, I can talk about my personal opinion. But as the leader of the people of the Republic of Kenya, I represent that which our people are desirous to be. And I have no choice, but that is my position.
Would you publicly say that people who are LGBT, gay members of the Kenyan population should not be discriminated against, should not be violated, should not be abused?
No Kenyan should be abused, should be, mistreated in any particular. Every Kenyan is protected by law, every single Kenyan. But they also must recognize that their freedoms must be taken into the entire context of the society that they live in. Because this is not a question of governments accepting or not accepting. This is a question of society, right?
Currently, it's a legal process.
Yes. And that legal process is based on the society that you live in, and that's why laws are made. So I think that's all I have to say about that particular